There's like these two factions trying to like gain control, and he's on the like less likable side.
Oh, okay.
And so she's like, I'm just gonna use all this against him, and I'm gonna get this guy out of here.
Okay. Oh shit. This bitch is so awesome.
I'm telling you.
This is the baddest bitch.
She's so messy but so confident.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
If I was forced to go back in time in a time machine, I would go hang out with this bitch.
She was probably a bucket of fun.
I bet.
So the French Foreign Ministry then makes several attempts to try to kidnap her.
Oh.
So they keep sending over more spies and people from France, and they keep trying to arrest her and like take her back to France. And she keeps slipping away. I don't know if she's just outsmarting them or whatever.
Probably.
But they're failing to kidnap her again and again and again.
It's like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah. So she's like, they're not going to stop. So what do I have to do to get them to stop? So she decides to blackmail the king of France.
This bit. Oh my god.
Yeah, Nazis are pretty f***ing gay. It's the Gender Podcast. Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science. Science will solve all the problems. That's the trans agenda.
Trans people in science gonna save the day.
Solve the problems with us. With science. Science, bitch.
Science and my trans agenda, I'm returning trans.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to the Gender Podcast.
Gender Yacht Podcast.
I am one of your yappers today named Chloe.
And I'm a yapper named Laura.
And today we are doing something a little different than we've done before, in that I am going to tell you about a maybe not super well known, but pretty well known. She's popped up in like video games and comic books and whatever across, the last couple of decades, I suppose. Trans person from history.
Yay. Historical trans people that they don't tell you about in school.
They certainly don't. And this is a person her name is Mademoiselle Chevalier d'Eon.
Okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. French is really hard for me.
Mademoiselle
Chevalier
d'Eon.
Dayon.
You got it.
And my brain threw that right out the window. I don't even remember how to do it.
She is a French transgender noble spy.
Oh, okay.
So she is, as we'll get into, she's like...
Was she in a frat?
Not specific. I mean, you could say that.
Is that where the spying went down?
In some way. Not the same kind of spy as I was a spy. She was like contracted with the government and did Spycraft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it is worth mentioning off the bat that there are many male historians who do not believe that she was actually trans.
Of course. Yeah.
And it's sort of one of those like still debated to this day. Was she trans? Was she not? Mm-hmm. We can discuss either as we go along or at the end whether or not we think she actually was. But the fact that I am presenting her to you after doing the research, I personally am very convinced that she is a trans woman.
Yeah.
Maybe not exactly by the modern definition. Trans means a lot of things throughout history. And if you are breaking gender rules and specifically living your life as a woman, I'm pretty sure that qualifies.
Yeah, I feel like, especially back then.
Yeah. So we will get into that. But before we dive into her story, you should like and subscribe.
Yes, leave a comment.
Follow us on Patreon.
I was just about to say that,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the one. See, great minds.
Mm-hmm.
Over there we do Magic the Gathering games, Get Ready With Me's, deleted scenes from the episodes, bloopers.
Random conversations about a number of topics.
Yep, whether there are fourth dimensional beings, where did patriarchy come from, and other such things that I'm blanking on. But there's been several.
Yes.
And they've been so much fun. You can shoot us an email at thegenderyap@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. You should leave us a review on podcast listening apps. If you're an audio listener, that'd be super chill.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all of our subscribers.
And all of our patrons.
Thank
you very much. Yeah.
Without any further ado, or is there further ado? Do we have any further ado?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Without any further ado, let's get into...
Let's do this episode.
Let's do this episode. So Mademoiselle Chevalier d'Eon was born... This is the crazy thing about French names is they have like 100 of them.
I was about to say, that's a French-ass name, Mademoiselle
She's very French.
Chevalier.
Chevalier.
That's a French-ass name, Yvonne.
Her name at birth was Charles Genevieve Louis Auguste André Timothée d'Eon de Beaumont.
Damn, that's like Latino people. Is that like a Catholic thing? Was she Catholic?
I believe so.
That's why. Because they like keep last names.
Yeah, they just like keep slapping names on there. They have
So many hyphens.
confirmation names. I don't know. But like this is her birth name. So
My high school best friend has one of those really long names too. Ask her to say it sometime. It feels like she's summoning a demon. It's funny.
I look forward
It's
to
long
it.
as shit, yeah.
And she was born October 5th.
Libra gang.
Libra gang.
Hey.
In the year 1728.
All right.
So this was just about exactly 300 years ago.
Wow. As older than Murica.
It is older than Murica. Murica was born 50 years after she was born.
Yeah.
She was like 48 years old when Murica
Wow.
came into being. She was born in the town of Tonnerre, southeast of Paris. She was born to a minor noble family that was apparently like kind of poor, but like they were still nobles. They were just like low-class nobles. She was very good in school. She excelled and graduated from law school and became a lawyer of both civil and canon law.
This is like Legally Blonde.
It's like Legally Blonde. Why?
Oh, because she's like went to law school. Like it's hard, you know?
Yeah, sure. She's legally blonde.
Was she even blonde?
Was she blonde? I was just looking at photos of her. I don't think so. And yeah, and she practiced civil and canon law.
What's canon law?
Canon law is specifically to do with like the church's relationship with the state.
Okay. So was she like against the church or like was she like their people?
It's hard to really say. I think she was anti the state in a lot of ways. Like some of the stuff that she does, like depending on how you interpret history, she was either just like the shadiest bitch alive,
Okay.
or she was actively going out of her way to fuck over the government.
Okay.
And I don't really know which side. I think it's probably more the latter, and I think we'll kind of discuss that on the way.
Okay, interesting.
And
Because if she was privileged enough to go to like law school and stuff, I assume that's something not everyone could do back then.
that is
so,
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be either or, you know.
I think she was like genuinely Christian,
Okay.
but like the story doesn't have a lot to do with that. So,
Okay.
and I didn't like read her journals. I just read, a bunch of summaries of them. So, because she wrote a lot. Like she kept journals, she published memoirs.
Okay.
Like a lot of the stuff that we know about her comes from her own mouth, which is why a lot of historians like don't believe her. They're just
Yeah.
like, oh, she probably embellished this to like sell more books, or like, oh, she just probably wanted to seem cooler so that the king would like her again, or like all this weird shit. It feels very misogynistic. in the way
Yeah,
that they,
yeah,
like,
that's the problem with men
interpret
being
history.
in every field and having no female representation
Yeah.
or any other representation, really.
But she presented male for the first like half of her life.
Okay.
So everything we're talking about, like there's a specific point in the story where I will start talking about her kind of transitioning,
Okay.
and you will know when that is when we get there, because
Okay.
it becomes basically the point of the story for the rest of the story.
Okay.
So for now, everyone thinks she's a man. She's living as a man. After she was a lawyer for a while, she was the director of the King's Dominions. When she turned 25, she was a political writer and a social justice advocate who fought specifically for financial reform in the government.
Oh, she didn't fuck with the government at all.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
She must have not fucked with the church either then, because they kind of like go hand in hand.
I mean, it's possible that she was in canon law to try to like get the church out of power of the government, but like who's to, I don't know anything about her court cases. So like, I don't know. It probably would make the story better if I knew like what she was fighting for, but she didn't also get to do it for very long.
Okay.
Like she's still in her 20s when the Spycraft starts, and she's on like assignment, and she's not even practicing law anymore, really.
Okay.
This is something that's true of her though throughout her entire life, like from a very early age up until she died. She was a big consumer of feminist leaning literature.
Okay.
And it's not like there was like a huge feminist movement at the time, so it was probably not super easy to find those ideas in the mid 1700s.
Yeah.
But she would write a lot in her journals about how women could accomplish so much. And she frequently said things like, well, women are obviously just more virtuous and better than men. Like, just like in her journals, well before anyone knew her as a woman.
Classic
just, you know.
Cassandra. She was definitely, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like working in the government surrounded by men and is constantly just like,
and she's being perceived as one. So
Yes.
for especially 300 years ago to take that stance, that usually means you're a feminist. I feel like that's pretty forward thinking for the time.
I think you'd basically have to be a woman to feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that men were just like thinking and feeling in the 1700s.
No, they were having a great time
Yeah.
being in charge of everything and having women as slave bitches at home.
Exactly.
So,
And she's like, I don't know, women are better, men suck. Let me write about it in my journal about how much I hate men. In 1756, at this point, she is 28.
Okay.
She becomes a French spy in Russia.
Oh.
So,
She sounds like a bad bitch. I like her. Like,
so she is officially the secretary to the French ambassador to Russia as a member of King Louis XV's Le Secret du Roi, which means the king's secret.
okay.
Which is basically like a super, super, super secret spy gang that like even most of the government doesn't know about. It's like specifically for the king.
She's the international super spy. Super spy!
Yes, basically.
Okay.
And like sometimes this secret agency would have missions that would like directly contradict like the government's official policies. Like the king would be like, this is what we're doing. And then he'd like turn around and be like, but actually we're doing the opposite of that. Like just to like a very select few people, of which she was one of them.
Okay.
So like whatever she was doing in law and whatever, like got her trusted by the king of France. Trusted enough to be like, you're going to go on secret missions for me. And I would like you to go to Russia specifically. Their main goal was to eventually install King Louis's cousin, Conti, onto the Polish throne, which I guess Russia was able to do. And so they needed to foster good relationships with Russian ambassadors. And so she's sent there to like slowly convince Empress Elizabeth to install Conti on the Polish throne. So she goes
I feel
over
like
there.
these are things only a woman could pull off this successfully. I don't know. There's a lot of signs pointing to this was a trans woman for sure. Like
a lot of signs. The first issue comes about pretty much immediately when she's trying to get into Russia. Because according to her own memoirs, around this time, England and France are like starting to have some beef. They're like about to enter like the 7 Years' War, which was like a big 7-year-long war between them.
it's in the name.
It sure is. So England put like a blockade around Russia, like on the border, and was like, no one's allowed to go in and out of Russia except women and children. So she, for the first time, poses as a woman in order to gain entry into Russia and was convincing enough that they let her in.
That bitch had dressed up like that before if she was convincing enough back then. No hormones.
Yes.
And how old was she?
28.
Yeah. At that age, no hormones. You have to be good at putting a look together to be perceived as a man and then be able to dress as a woman and be very Come on.
They were like, yeah, go on into Russia. You're welcome here because you're obviously a woman.
All right.
Because that information comes from her memoirs, a lot of historians are like, oh, she made that up so that she could prove to the king that it was valuable for her to be seen as a woman at some point in France's history so that the king would sign off on approving her legal womanhood status, which is something that happened later in her life. I don't know if this comes from a memoir that was written around that time. Regardless, I don't know. It feels like this story is probably true.
Damn. Were there other spies that like also had to pretend to be women, or was they just hired? She was the one.
I think she's said she was the only one, at least on this mission. I'm sure it was something that happened, you know? Like,
The question is, how successful was it?
right. I'm sure they tried also, like, when you really look into the kinds of weird stuff that, like, spies have done over time, some of it you're like, I can't even believe you would try something that insane, but, like, we did,
Yeah.
you know? It's like when they tried to train dolphins to be, like, detonating devices for bombs and, like, went really far with that. And, like,
Anytime I look into dolphins and like the government, it creeps me. It's crazy that it's a thing. It's crazy I'm saying that out loud as fact, but it is.
I know. But, like, look into it. We're not making this up. The government tried to train dolphins to be like spies, basically.
Yep.
Oh, history is so wild.
It
So, like,
really is.
regardless of whether the story is true or not, I think it is, she is installed as the French ambassador to Russia
Okay.
and the secretary to the embassy in St. Petersburg between the years of 1756 and 1760. Unfortunately, during this time, the 7 Years' War is going strong. Things are looking really bad for France. So she has to leave her position to go fight in the army.
Okay.
And she served as the captain of the dragoons, which is like the dragoon, I think is just their name for like soldiers.
Okay.
It's like maybe a certain type
Like the
of
French
soldier.
soldiers,
Yeah.
like maybe one of their branches of the military. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she was the captain.
Okay.
She was, again, still, you know, everyone thinks she's a man, but
Yeah.
she's like,
But she's head bitch in charge.
she's head bitch in charge, leading the military. She fights in all these battles, and eventually she is injured. And that's in like sort of end of 1761.
Okay.
So this is like a year and a half. She's like fighting and commanding an army. January of 1762, Empress Elizabeth, her contact in Russia, dies. She's like, well, shit, all the work I was doing to try to get her to install the guy, like, I'd basically have to start over. And instead of sending her back to Russia, King Louis decides he has a different plan for her.
Okay.
He sends her to Britain to be the peace negotiator to try to end the 7 Years' War. He's like, you're going to be the one. And
That's a woman's job. Come on.
And
Come on.
I agree.
Male
And
historians looked through all this and went, nah.
clearly a guy.
If you know anything about history, men are terrible at ending wars. What do you fucking mean?
And you at this point probably will not be surprised to hear that she did successfully end
course!
the war. She negotiated the Treaty of Paris, which ended the 7 Years' War between England and France.
It's making me wonder how many people in history were just secretly trans women.
Way more than we know.
Yeah. And it was the only women that could get the jobs that potentially saved the trajectory of humanity because
Yeah.
they were just hiring the best man, but it was actually just a woman pretending to, like, it makes me wonder. That's crazy.
Trans women, very important to history, as it turns
Yeah.
out, probably. I wish there was a way we could click a button and just know who every secret trans woman was in history and watch it just be like all of the nicest, coolest people who did all the coolest shit. Like, I don't know. It'd be pretty cool.
Yep. If only they would just have let women have those jobs throughout the whole thing.
If only.
Yeah. Just let the trans bitches come out of the closet.
No, it has to be
And-
secret women.
Yeah. Gotta jump through hoops to, like,
Yeah, literally.
end wars.
Yeah, in February of 1763, the Treaty of Paris is signed, the war ends, and she is awarded the Order of St. Louis, officially becoming a Chevalier, which is like
Okay.
the French version of a knight.
Okay.
So she's like knighted
Okay.
in France for doing this.
Wow.
She was 35 when this happened.
Oh, wow.
Not even 35. She was almost 35.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm
she was-
almost 35.
Because she was born in October. She was exactly your age.
Oh my god, that's so crazy.
She was exactly your age when she ended the war. What have you done lately?
I was just about to say she's doing way cooler shit than me. And I have all my rights.
Yeah.
She had to do, like, hurdles to, like, do the shit she
To be
did.
fair, at this point, everyone still thinks she's a man. So that probably helped quite a bit. If everyone just knew she was a woman the whole time, she probably never would have done any of this.
That's a good point.
They never would have given her a job.
Damn. I don't even have no excuse. I have enough rights that I could pull off some cool shit. What am I doing with my life?
I don't know. You better step up your game. You gotta go end a war.
Yeah, God, I gotta get it together.
Time to negotiate some peace, bitch.
Mademoiselle her name is really making me ponder.
Mademoiselle Charlotte Genevieve Louis Augusta Andrea Timothea Deon de Beaumont.
Okay, I'm not doing all that, but Charlotte I can pronounce, so.
The treaty, though, it stripped France of all of its territories in North America, or all of its colonies in North America, and like gave them to England. And France had been spending a lot of money on this war, obviously, and then they had to give up a bunch of the land that they were using to make that money back. So now France is like deeply in debt and like struggle busing. And the other thing that happens at the end of this war is because France is quote unquote defeated in this war, despite the fact that they negotiated this peace treaty, but they lose a lot of shit. They're deeply in debt. King Louis XV is pissed. And officially, he's like, I'm very happy that the war is over and everything is back to normal. But when he talks to his secret people behind the throne, he's like, hey, Charlotte, we have a new secret mission for you. And it is going to be to install you in England. And your plan is to get all of the tea, figure out where they're weak, and we're going to invade England.
They even hired this bitch for gossip? Come on! Like,
Yes. They were like, you need to go over there and basically just figure out how everything works. Like, your job is to know everybody, learn everything about their military, learn everything about like their schedules, like when is a good time to attack, where is a good place to attack. Go get all the tea.
she was the head chismosa. It like, come on!
So she is appointed to ambassador to the British court.
Okay.
So she goes over to England. She very quickly and easily makes friends with all the English people. Like all the like royalty and all these people, they just love her because she in France owns a vineyard.
Okay.
And so she keeps shipping over these large shipments of wine to
Yeah.
give to them as gifts. And like
So they get a
foods.
little drunk
So
and
they
then
get a little
spill the
drunk
tea.
and go out for a party, and I'm just gonna ask some like harmless questions. She's basically just she's living it up in England. Like she's drinking every night, meeting with new people every day, getting them to
Getting
spill
all
their
the hot
secret,
gossip.
getting all the hot gossip. Like it's like the ideal job. I truly would love this job. Just like hang out with shitty people and learn everything about them by getting them drunk and making them like me.
It's crazy how people don't think trans people are real, because when you know enough about trans people and you've met enough trans people, when you meet trans people that are in the closet, like you can tell, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just so funny because every male historian that's like, nah, this wasn't a trans woman, they've never met a trans woman in their life. They
true.
don't know.
It's correct.
They don't know what the signs are and symptoms.
Exactly.
Like, this is obvious. We're not even through the whole thing.
Yeah. We are 1 page into our 3-page notes document. So she's living it up. She's accepting gifts. She's giving gifts. She's drinking. She's partying. She's living her best life.
Yeah.
And she's also spending a lot of the French government's money. Living
Yeah.
up. She specifically got scolded because she's shipping all of her wine from her vineyard in France. She's paying like, I don't know if they had like tariffs, but they specifically had like a really high import tax.
Yeah.
And she's just charging that to the government. to
good for her.
To ship
Good
over,
for her.
yeah, to ship over her own wine.
Yeah.
To get these guys drunk. So like she's paying.
It's not my fault we have all
nothing.
these conflicts and there's taxes. Get it
Yeah.
together and
Yeah.
there won't be a tax
I don't know,
and I won't
maybe-
charge you. Like,
maybe change your tax policy like I was trying
this
to
was,
do in my
this
20s.
was a woman. There's no way. Like, come on.
So France, obviously, the French government is pissed because she's spending so much of their money. They're already in debt. And she's like, come on, I'm like getting all the goss like for you. Like, relax. Like, don't worry about it. France decides to finally, like, there's official records where they specifically scold her for importing too much wine. And so like in like government documents that you can still look up today, it's like, you are officially reprimanded for importing too much wine. And it's like, this girl was cool. Like,
Yeah.
this girl knew how to party.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And so France just decides we're done with you. We're going to send somebody over who's a little more fiscally conservative. And so they find this guy called Comte de Gauchy.
Okay.
Comte de Gauchy, something like that.
Okay.
And they just send him over to replace her.
Okay.
So this guy shows up and he orders her to return to France, but she doesn't want to go back to France. And she's got a lot of friends in England. So she goes to her new personal friend, the British foreign minister, and says, hey, is it cool if I just stay here? And like, they're probably going to try to extradite me and be like, you officially have to send her back. Is it cool if you just don't? And he's like, hell yeah, I got you. Yeah. You're cool. You're going to stay here and drink wine with us. That's chill. And so yeah, France sends the extradition request. They're like, we told you to come back. And she's like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
And so they talk to England and they're like, you have to send her back. And they're like, fuck you.
That's fucking amazing.
So she's now like,
No man is that likable. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah. It's
I need to chill on the misandry. That's not true.
Just
Some
the-
of them are. It's just
some
rare.
of them are-
and
some
I
of
would
them are
imagine it was
perfectly
much
fine.
more rare in 17, whatever year this was, 61.
I think it's very fair to say in the 1760s, there are no likable men.
Yeah, definitely not the ones working for the government. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So now she's like an enemy of her state, like living abroad as a citizen, basically. She doesn't have her job anymore.
Damn.
But she decides that she understands that this Gushy guy, he's not really very well liked.
Okay.
He's not as much fun.
I'm telling you, am I onto something with all of this? Yeah. Okay.
And he's also like sort of on the wrong side of a like two-party political debate back in France.
he was a moderate.
He was like, there's like,
centrist.
I didn't look too much into these details, but there's like these two factions trying to like gain control, and he's like on the like less likable side.
Okay.
And so she's like, I'm just gonna use all this against him, and I'm gonna get this guy out of here.
Okay. Oh shit. This bitch is so awesome.
I'm
Holy
telling
shit.
you, I'm telling you, she's
This is the baddest bitch.
she's like she's so messy but so confident.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
If I was forced to go back in time in a time machine, I would go hang out with this bitch.
She was probably a bucket of fun.
I bet.
So France sends the extradition request. England ignores it.
Okay.
The French Foreign Ministry then makes several attempts to try to kidnap her.
Oh.
So they keep sending over more spies and people from France, and they keep trying to arrest her and like take her back to France. And she keeps slipping away. I don't know if she's just outsmarting them or whatever.
Probably.
But they're failing to kidnap her again and again and again. And
It's like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
yeah. So she's like, they're not going to stop. So what do I have to do to get them to stop? So she decides to blackmail the king of France.
This bitch. Oh my god.
She's like, hey, you know how you sent me over on a secret mission to invade England?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna tell everyone.
Everybody,
I have all
this bitch.
I have all the official signed documents from you saying that your plan is to invade England. I'm gonna spill the tea unless you stop trying to kidnap me.
Oh my god. I love her. She's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at first, they then like quadruple their efforts to try to kidnap her and are again unsuccessful.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just leave it alone after that threat?
And so she decides to publish a book.
Oh my god, this bitch! This is a badass bitch! Oh my god.
So this book is called Letters, Memoirs, and Negotiation.
Oh my god, she even got a good title. I love it.
And it contains several French secrets and a number of her private correspondence with France since being appointed this role in England. She leaves out the stuff about the plans to invade England, but ends the book with a little note that says, I promise there's more to come in future volumes.
Oh my god! She left them on a cliffhanger.
She leaves him on a cliffhanger and also holds back the most damning information.
This bitch
to be
is
like,
good.
To be like,
so she's like, I'm gonna give them this. You know what's coming next.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. It was basically a coded message just to
She
the
said,
king.
keep playing with me, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
She said, fuck you, King Louis. The 15th. And so at this point, he's like, maybe we just let her live there. maybe we fuck off. I didn't think she'd actually follow through on that. She actually followed through on that.
Maybe we'll leave it alone.
Maybe we're going to leave this alone.
Don't play with this bitch. Like,
Yes.
that's fucking funny.
But one of the things that she does include in the book is a bunch of slander against Comte de Guerchy. So she says that he is unfit for his job, a secret plant from the French to try to do something dark to England.
We'd be living eons in the future if we just let women have these jobs. Oh my God.
And claims that when he first arrived, he tried to drug her at a dinner party.
I bet he did.
He probably did.
He probably did.
Probably did. If his mission is like send her back at any cost, like the easiest way to do that, slip something in her drink, put her on a ship. Like,
Men are very well known for doing that.
Men have long been well known for doing that. So she puts all this out there and he becomes just hated by everyone because everyone in England loves her so much that they just immediately believe everything she said.
They're like, she's pretty cool. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. So they start like forming angry mobs around his house and throwing rocks through his windows and shouting at him whenever he's in public. They form crowds to boo him at his speeches. The whole city just goes ham after this guy.
Oh my God, that's so fucking funny.
Because at this point, she's like a celebrity. She's like the person who fucked over France to be like, I want to stay in England.
Yeah,
and
let's party.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And everyone's like, this bitch is all right, you know?
See, if people weren't misogynistic, they would like women.
That's like the thing that trans women prove more than anything.
Literally. Like, there are some cool men out there, you know, it happens, but like, usually the best people I know are women. Like,
yeah. And at this point, like, she becomes truly hated in France. Like, she's now like a traitor.
well, she's a traitor to their country.
She's a traitor. And so they start publishing political cartoons about her. There's one that I'm going to put in the video right here.
So she was even a meme. Oh my God.
She was many memes.
This bitch was living.
Yes. So they publish this article of her, like right after the book comes out, like on all fours, sort of on a gallows, where she's like sort of a half person, half donkey, and she's like vomiting state secrets all over the English populace. It's incredible. It's an incredible image.
If you play with the wrong bitch, she'll tell all of your secrets.
Yeah. And so they just tried to smear her, but like again, England is like, nah, she's down for us.
Yeah,
like,
no.
She's the homie.
She's gang.
Yeah. At this point, now it's July of 1766. So she's 38.
Okay.
She's been living in England for a little bit. King Louis is sort of caught between a rock and a hard place with her because she still has all the tea.
Yeah,
and England loves her and he can't go after her
smart as fuck.
anymore. So he decides that the best course of action from here is to hire her back on as a spy. Because he's like, well, no one in England is going to suspect that she's a spy for France.
I hate that we're so misogynistic. We won't just elect women as leaders because I'm telling you.
So he sends her an offer like, hey, keep spying for us.
Please don't tell our secrets.
Yeah. So he gives her a huge pay raise.
Yeah.
As long as she continues to share some secrets with him.
She was girl bossing before it was a hashtag.
Yeah. So she ends up with this like huge annual stipend from the French government to basically just do whatever the fuck she wants and live her best life and keep hanging out with all her British friends who all love her.
Yeah.
But it's around this time, and it's very unclear how this happened, but the rumors start circulating that she is a woman.
Oh.
Some people think that she
do they think she's trans or they think she's a cis woman?
Some people think that she was telling people, I was born a woman, but my dad made me be a man because he wanted an heir. But I'm actually a woman and I've always been a woman.
Ah.
And nobody knows if she specifically started those rumors, but that is something that she claimed a lot, especially from here on, is like, oh, I'm a woman. I've always been a woman.
Yeah.
I just had to pretend to be a man because that's what my dad wanted.
That on its own, like,
which is the most trans thing I've ever heard.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I also was
in
born
a time
woman.
where that's your only option
Yeah.
to like be seen as one. Yeah, yeah.
I also felt like I needed to pretend to be a man to make my dad happy. Like, that's like the most trans part of this whole thing. Like, but that's the story that she sticks with. So at the London Stock Exchange, people start making bets on whether or not she's actually a woman. They put up 3-2 odds that she is a woman. It is rumored that when she found out that people were placing bets on her at the stock exchange, as soon as she found out someone had placed a bet, she would challenge them to a duel.
What? God, the past was such a wild time, the way we handled shit.
Yes. Her life starts getting really difficult because now if she just goes out on the street, rather than everyone being like, we love you, everyone's like, do you have a vagina or a penis?
The trans experience.
Yeah, like, show us your genitals.
Yeah.
Like, and it's probably even worse back then than it is now because, like, it's not like every time I go outside, someone screams at me to show them my genitals.
Yeah.
And
you might
she's
get it
like,
on the internet, but that's a whole different animal.
yes.
Yeah.
And she's like a famous person.
So everybody.
So everybody's wondering, and everybody has money riding on it. So they're all like,
so they're trying to find out.
so they're like harassing her like crazy. She can't leave her house without armed guards anymore. She kind of like goes into hiding. She just like, it totally imprisons her. The fact that people are wondering whether or not she's a woman.
So I guess some things never change. People are really obsessed with what's in people's pants.
Yes. She publicly refuses to have her genitals inspected by the London Stock Exchange.
Good.
Saying, no matter what you find, it's not your business.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
it would be dishonoring to me. In 1772, a French investigator is sent to England to determine, basically, whether or not she's a woman or a man.
It is so crazy how much people care about this, even
Yes.
back then.
And so they do like a private interview in her home. She, again, refuses to show him her genitals, but she insists, I am a woman. And so he leaves and he's like, she's a woman because she said she was. And he goes home and reports, she's a woman. She told me
bless that man.
She told me she's a woman, so she's a woman.
God bless that guy.
Who knew we had trans allies back then?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That must have been a secret trans guy.
Or another secret trans woman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That would have been more likely because it would have been harder
Yeah.
to like be perceived as female and then live as a man and get a job like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Unless your parents were just like hella cool, hella early.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? But
Which I feel like, yeah, probably not as likely.
so in 1774, which is 2 years after that incident happens, King Louis dies.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Welcome.
The following king, King Louis XVI, he decides that he's going to abandon the like king's secret, like secret spy ring, and also cancel any and all plans dealing with invading England because he doesn't fucking want to. He's like, that was the last guy's beef, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not him. He's the one who lost the war. I'm trying to like right size France's image on the global scale.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to go start another fucking war, like, as we're trying to get back on our feet. By the end of the next year, after a year of the king, you know, taking power and doing all these things, she reaches out to the new king and says, hey, is it cool if I come back to France? I feel like I'd rather live in France than England right now because I can't walk outside without everyone asking me about my genitals and
Yeah.
like life kind of sucks right now and I kind of want to just go home. And so they negotiate back and forth for 14 months, sending
Wow.
various requests about like how it could work that she could come back to France.
Damn.
Because she is demanding, like, if I come back, you have to publicly recognize me as a woman. Like,
And there are male historians that are convinced this was not. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was already convinced at the beginning, but
Right.
like, come on.
I know. She also wants them to pay off all of her debts.
And she knows how to negotiate.
Yeah. She's like, you're going to pay off my debts. You're going to publicly acknowledge me as a woman and let me live the rest of my life as a woman in France. And
This is like the baddest bitch of France, I think. Like, that's crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
And he agrees, provided she wear women's clothing full time.
And she's like,
She's
Fuck yeah.
okay, I was going to.
Yeah, that was part of the plan.
But she's also still allowed to wear her like war awards and her insignias and all that sort of stuff. She's like, cool. But she also has to give up all of her remaining documents and papers from her time in Britain as a spy, including all the paperwork about the last king's invasion plans. He's like, you got to hand all that over because we cannot have that leaking later because it's going to make us all look terrible. You have to live full time as a woman and you have to give us back all that shit.
Okay.
His offer also includes enough money to buy a new full wardrobe of women's clothes.
Okay, hell yeah.
And so she accepts.
This bitch knows how to negotiate. I love it.
She accepts this offer, says, how I will happily turn over all that shit.
And now we
I
get to
will
go shopping.
happily go shopping. And so she goes to see Marie Antoinette's clothing director. And she gets some like cool high-end royal English fashion.
Okay.
So some historian somewhere mentioned that when she went to go see Rose Burton, she confided in her that she didn't know how to dress in women's clothing because there was so much more of it and it was so much harder than putting on a military uniform, which basically is what she'd been wearing for the last almost 40 years. Yeah. But they use that as evidence to be like, well, if she didn't know how then, how could she have done it earlier?
She did it well enough that Russia and whoever else believed it, so...
Yeah, the clothes are different. I don't know.
She literally negotiated with the government to, like, let her legally live as a woman. Come on.
That is
No
something.
man would do that. No cis man would do that. Yeah, I'm gonna negotiate to like legally change my name and only dress in women's clothing for the rest of my life. Come on.
Yeah. The historians who argue that like it's all made up argue that like she felt that that was the only way she would be able to come home because if she looked like a different person, then France wouldn't hate her as much for being treasonous.
I don't think she gave a shit about coming home. She was having a good time in England until people got weird.
And they started being weird
because she was telling them she was a woman.
While
drunk partying. Come on.
When England finds out that she's planning to leave, everyone who placed bets on her, like whether or not she's a woman, are pissed because they're like, well, now we're never going to get paid. Like all that money's just lost, and we just gave a bunch of money to the London Stock Exchange.
Don't gamble your money on stupid shit.
Right, exactly.
About a stranger's genitals, kind of weird when you think about it, right? Like,
but so what happens is the Chief Justice legally, under English law, pronounces her a woman to settle all the bets. So anyone who bet that she was a woman wins. Anyone who bet that she was a man loses because she is now under English and French official law a woman.
And the moral of the story is the genitals don't fucking matter.
That is correct. I don't even have legal recognition as a woman under my government.
Yeah.
You know, like... I tried to. I almost did. And then Trump took office.
And it was a waste of money. And
scared.
Yeah. I hope there's mass lawsuits by the end of all of this for all the trans people.
Me too. We're going to take a quick break from the episode to tell you about a sponsor that we really stand by.
Tea Comfy Fits.
Tea Comfy Fits.
The best way to fight capitalism is to destroy the corporations that are screwing us all over.
I mean, I do agree with that.
And the way we do that is supporting smaller businesses, especially if they're owned by queer people.
Especially a queer-owned small business. And Tea Comfy Fits is indeed a queer-owned business with trans people in mind. Truly and genuinely, I wouldn't support telling you all this stuff if I didn't actually stand by it. Like, I love the pants.
Yeah, they look great, too.
They look awesome. I got tucking jeans where they have, like, a tucking thing like built into it. They make my ass look amazing and the fit is really nice and they flare out and they're like long enough, which it's so hard to find pants that are long enough as a trans person who is tall.
Yeah, I'm a cis tall girl. I want them to make clothing for cis girls too so I can get those because my pants are always capris. Look at these bitches. These are pants. They're capris.
Yeah, my pants are also always capris.
Yeah, but they look amazing. I got a boxer set and a bra. The bra has like binding technology, so it like flattens your chest for you. So if you're like a trans mask or a trans guy, or like if you're just a cis woman that doesn't give a shit if you got boobs or not, you could also buy them. But yeah, they're very comfortable, and the pants look amazing.
Yeah.
They make gender-affirming
I
outfits.
stand by them. And we have a promo code.
Mm-hmm.
If you type in
The Gender Yap dash BOGO. We'll put it up on the screen.
the Gender Yap dash BOGO. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a buy one, get one. Is it buy one, get one free?
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yep.
So basically you can get two things for the price of one thing.
Yeah.
Or just assume, you're getting two things that are both half off, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Get yourself some trans-affirming, trans-made clothes from T Comfy Fits.
Also, if you're somebody who is still kind of closeted where you're living and it's not super safe, their packaging is very discreet as well.
Oh yeah, you'd never know what's in there.
Yeah. And now back to our show.
So we get to November of 1777. At this point, she is 49. She has her public reveal at the court of Versailles when she comes back as a woman. Her first public appearance as a woman. There's a lot of not so nice press about her around this time. Transphobia in the press started long ago.
Yeah, 300 years.
A tale as
Or
old as time.
250, yeah.
Reporters commented and published that she was not attractive and that she did not conform to traditional gender norms.
Good for her.
And she did not perform the proper women's etiquette at the dinner table.
Good for her.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think that those rules should have ever been things.
It's crazy that there were women that believed in all of that shit back then too, that are like, yeah,
Look, when
she
you're-
doesn't act like a lady.
When you're
How dare-
brainwashed from birth, and if you're punished for not doing it, eventually you're just it's easier to just do it.
Yeah, the women nowadays don't have an excuse. They weren't brainwashed from birth. They just decided to be trad wives and pick-me's because they saw it on TikTok. Embarrassing.
Some of them. Some of them, yeah.
A good chunk of them.
Yeah. I certainly know the ones who were brainwashed from birth.
Yes, and I know a lot of them that weren't, and embarrassing.
That's very embarrassing.
Yeah.
So there was someone who's a diarist named James Boswell, and he wrote about her. Never before had I beheld a woman whose manners were so absurd, so masculine, and so unsuitable to her sex.
That's how you know a lot of that shit is social conditioning, though.
Exactly.
Because I'm cis. I've been told my whole life that I'm not ladylike enough, or I'm too masculine acting, or I don't. And it's I'm just being me.
Yeah.
You're projecting this onto me because you want me to act like a child. That's
Yeah.
what misogyny is. We want women to be dumb children.
But low-key, this is what transphobes mean when they say socialized as men. It's if you live...
It's you weren't brainwashed to act like a dumb child from birth.
Yeah, so you just think it's acceptable to do what you would normally do in a dinner table.
Yeah.
Because you never went to etiquette school, which is dumb anyway.
That's one thing to and maybe we'll cut this part, maybe we won't, but it's, when people argue the male socialization thing, I get where they get to that place in their mind, because a lot of trans women I know don't subscribe to the misogyny shit. A lot of the trans women I know have a certain level of no, I can do stuff because you've been expected to your whole life because people perceived you as a man.
Yeah.
And so they take that as you have a confidence that I don't have as a cis woman, so I'm going to say you were socialized as a man. And it's do you hear yourself talk? If you weren't treated like you were incompetent your whole life from birth because people perceived you as female, you would also be this way.
Yeah.
That's what I like a lot of trans women, because they don't do some of them do, depending on what types of trauma they have and how they were raised. Everybody has a different background, but a lot of trans women I'm friends with have a certain they're self-assured when it comes to certain things that a lot of cis women aren't, because they didn't get 30 years of people treating them like they're incompetent,
Yeah.
Because people, if anything, they had people be hey, do this better, or do this man thing better, and why aren't you doing it, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We expect you to be capable of more than you are.
Yeah, cis women tend to second guess themselves more because they've had decades of that fucking bullshit, And trans women I've met a lot of trans women that are it's so weird how people treat me now, I'm incapable of doing stuff, or they treat me like I'm prey now, I'm this
I've never
fragile thing to
done
prey
anything
upon.
Before in my life.
Yeah. So I feel when people bring up the male socialization thing, if they aren't saying it in a turfy way, it's just they've haven't had these conversations. I'm I get what you're saying, but you're wrong. But what you're saying is a different thing.
Right.
But yeah, she didn't get that for 40 fucking years.
Yeah.
And she is also, it sounds very privileged in society, the way she was brought up. And now she gets to live as herself. And she's fuck this,
Like,
I'm gonna
why
be a
would
woman
I-
the way I want to do it. And I
Yeah.
think it just blew people's mind in 1785 or whenever this was. Like,
1777.
it's like explaining dubstep to a
Yeah.
Victorian ghost of a child. Like,
This is
oh, a woman doesn't like do the little dumb etiquette table things and
Yeah.
like look at the round when she's speaking to men. Like,
yeah. The United States of America is 1 year old at the time of this happening.
yeah, this is a while ago. So
Yeah. She later writes in a lot of her like memoirs and journals and such that living full time as a woman lost her a lot of privileges and made it so that basically no one took her seriously anymore. Like she wanted to like get back an old job like with the government, and they were like, "You're a woman, you can't do these jobs." And she was like, "But I've been doing them for 40 years. Like, what do you mean?" And they were like, "You're clearly incompetent." And she's like, "Look at my record. Like, look at my medals. I have this
Yeah.
medal that you gave me for ending the 7 Years War. Do you remember how I did that?" And they're like, "Thank you so much. We'll handle it from here," basically. And just fully just like shoved her off to the side.
yeah.
And never let her do anything again.
Does she have like diary entries of her talking about like the shift at all, or was it? Did she talk about that in her diary since she was trying to be hush hush?
What do you mean by the shift?
Of like how people were starting to treat her now that
Yeah.
she was being perceived as female?
Yeah, she writes about it a lot.
Yeah.
And like specifically the ways in which she's treated differently, the types of privileges that she lost, the way that no one will take her seriously, the way she can't work anymore. But like she kept trying. Like
Yeah,
she
yeah.
wasn't going to stop being a woman, but she kept trying to like prove herself.
Yeah. And in a world where like you're the only woman that's even been kind of considered as like a person to be respected, like
Yeah.
that would be a big shift, I feel like.
Huge shift.
That's
Yeah.
another reason they want to get rid of trans people, because if you guys all come out and you all start talking, you're going to snitch on the patriarchy and it's going to ruin their whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I meet trans guys that are like, people respect me and treat me like a person and I don't feel in danger all the time. And then trans women are like, I feel like I'm in danger all the time now. And like, people act like I'm stupid. It's very telling to hear from trans people's experience
Yeah.
with being perceived as the gender that they are.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
want us to know anything about that or have these conversations.
That is correct.
Yeah.
One of the key points that she points out is in 1778, the next year, that's when France decides to help America in the war against England when America's fighting for independence. Because obviously they have this long history of beef with England. So they're like, let's go help those fucking weird colonists out.
Yeah.
You know? Fuck the British, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they go join the American Revolution. She asks, "Can I please put on my old dragoon uniform and go help? Because I want to fight Britain." And they're like, "No, you're a woman. You can't fight." And she was like, "I was the captain."
Yeah, I literally, she's
I
like,
was
what do
the
you mean?
Captain of the
I was the head
dragoons."
bitch in charge, yeah.
And they're like, "Sure you were." like basically. So when she sends the official request, the response she gets back from the government is, "You know what you should do? Join a convent and be a nun." And she's like, "Why the fuck would I do that?
Why? Yeah, literally, why?
Why would I do that? I want to fight. I want to help you." And they're like, "You should be a nun."
Fuck, it's now she's got to pull a Milan and like
I mean, basically. So she's now told that her only chance at having any political influence is if she marries a politically influential man and convinces him to enact what she wants to do for her. And she's like,
this is where if there were any cis female allies, they'd all be like, "Welcome to womanhood."
quite literally.
Or
And,
allies that are trying but not doing the best job, yeah.
yeah. And she's like, "Well, I don't want to marry a man." Like,
Oh, was she a lesbian? Oh my god, this poor thing.
yeah, she's one of the famous historical trans lesbians.
Oh my god. Poor
She's like,
girl.
"I'm not interested in marrying a man. I'm good actually." So she
She probably didn't say too much so she didn't get homophobia from people as well, right? Because they like really didn't fuck with the gays.
yeah, it seems like nobody really noticed. Like, I'm pretty sure the thing that happens towards the end of her life is like a sign that she was living a lesbian relationship. But
Okay.
we'll get there. Like, I'm pretty sure she like had a girlfriend for like the last bunch of years of her
She
life.
probably found another like
But
lesbian
you know
or
how-
bisexual woman and was like, would
Yeah.
you like to do a
Like it just says that these two old women lived together as roommates. But you know how history is.
Yeah.
You know how men are like two women living together. They were probably best friends.
Yeah. So before she transitioned, did she have like any lavender like relationships that are on record before like she presented as female full
It doesn't really say anything about her being in relationships.
Okay.
Kind of ever.
Damn.
It doesn't mention kids. It doesn't mention a wife. It
Yeah,
doesn't
and after
mention...
she's transitioned, it makes the relationship tricky. That's the trade-off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So she's just like kind of rudderless. She doesn't know what to do. She's not allowed to help out. After the government tells her to go to a nunnery, she just keeps sending them requests like, please let me join the military. Please let me join the military. Until they eventually throw her in a dungeon and they leave her in there for 19 days until she promises she'll stop asking.
Wow.
Yeah. They were just like, nah, we're not interested in having a woman help out. Take the hint.
Yeah.
She gets fed up with this. 7 years later, after 7 years of being told fuck off,
Yeah.
she moves back to England.
Okay.
And England's not mad at her because she didn't actually fight against them in the war because she
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to.
I was gonna say, did she bring some wine with her too?
Probably.
Hell
She
yeah.
was hanging out at her vineyard all the time.
Like, I don't have a job, I don't have rights, but I got wine.
Yeah. She's welcomed there as sort of a heroine. You know, everyone really respects her and looks up to her, and she publishes a book of memoirs. These are the ones that a lot of historians think are like very embellished, but this is where people start to get more of a sense of her life story and everything. In 1789, which is 4 years later, at this point she is 61 years old.
Okay.
The French Revolution starts. Her pension that she's been getting since King Louis XV was like, okay, look, we'll pay you if you just don't ever rat on us, basically. She's been getting this annual stipend for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Just to like do nothing. When the French Revolution starts, they are trying to pinch every penny and they cut her off. So she stops making money at age 61.
And then she can't get a fucking job. What is she supposed to do?
So
She's never had kids. She doesn't have a husband.
right. So what she does is she starts selling off all of her shit. So she just starts selling everything she has. She starts selling basically until she runs out of stuff that she's willing to sell, lives off of that as long as she can, which is not very long.
Yeah.
And then she decides to start performing in fencing competitions
Okay.
and sort of do that in full women's garb and become a mini fencing celebrity. And she sort of fashions herself this like almost sideshow experience. Like, come see the woman who fences without fencing gear and dresses as a woman the whole time.
Yeah.
She gains a whole new fan base of like young people and all these people who are like, who's the old lady who fences? Like,
Yeah, right? And then she's old.
she's in her 60s.
go watch
in
Grandma the Fencer,
1700s.
yeah.
So she again becomes kind of famous. She does this like fencing competition thing for like 7 years
Okay.
until so she's like 68.
Yeah.
And then she gets badly injured in
Yeah,
one of
she's got osteoporosis and shit. She's old. She's a grandma.
Yeah.
Like-
And she's like not wearing all the safety shit and like, she's old. And so she gets badly injured. So now she just can't do it anymore. Once again, she has no income.
Yeah.
She decides to move in with an elderly widow named Mrs. Cole.
Okay.
So they start living together.
Okay.
There is no evidence for anything about their relationship. But again, I feel like
How do you just convince some random other old lady to like let you move in when you ain't got shit?
exactly.
They were fucking.
They were fucking for sure.
Yeah.
And she basically just becomes a shut-in. Like, she just stays in Mrs. Cole's house all the time and doesn't leave. Probably because they were fucking.
Yeah, probably.
She's like, I'm having a good time in here.
Yeah.
Fine, I don't care. In 1804, 8 years later, she has accumulated a lot of debt. She has not made any more income, and she is sent to debtor's prison. So at this point, she's like 76 years old. 70,
Oh my god.
1804.
It's crazy that this is a tale as old as time. Like an old person that has nothing to their name and no way to make money, mind you, no rights, and you're gonna throw them in jail because they can't pay it back. That's so disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
Like, let this elderly person live the rest of their life in peace.
You know what I'm saying?
They got what, 10 20 years max.
Literally. So she's in debtor's prison for 5 months until she finally is able to negotiate.
Thank God this bitch can negotiate.
Yeah, she negotiates an advance to basically sell her life rights to this biographist to write a book about her.
That's so smart, because she did live a really crazy life.
Yeah.
Fuck, if I'm ever old and the government's fucking my shit up, I'll just find someone and be like, hey, I'll tell you my stories if you write a thing and give me some money, because I've lived some life too.
So she secures enough of an advance to like buy her way out of debtor's prison and buy off like most of her debts. But then the book never actually ends up getting written or published. So she never gets paid again. So she basically just like goes back to zero. And then is at zero but free.
Yeah.
In 1806, so this is like a year after she gets out of debtor's prison.
How old is she at this point? Like 84?
She's 78.
Or 78?
She suffers a fall.
Yeah.
And she becomes paralyzed. And she spends the next 4 years bedridden.
Yeah.
And finally dies in poverty in May of 1810.
That's sad.
Yeah, so she's like 81 years old when she dies. And the last 10 or more years of her life seem like they were not great. It's mostly just in and out of jails.
Yeah, trying to stay out of jail.
Trying to figure out a way to make money with no job, and no one trusts you and no one wants to pay you anything for anything.
Fuck the government. And well, this probably wasn't capitalism. Feudalism? I don't know.
No, by this point, it's capitalism.
Okay, but still.
Yeah, in the 1800s.
Yeah. They were like fighting feudalism leading up to this, right?
No, because like feudalism is like further back.
I guess that's true. They didn't have as much of a like wealth gap with like the peasants and the like everyone was a peasant, right?
There were definitely like poor people, and they might have still called them peasants.
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite the same, because feudalism is like you give a lord a plot of land and then he gives parts of that land to his knights to guard it, and then they all together work to like make the serfs like work the land. Basically, that's how it works.
Yeah.
By this point, like they have already been doing the Atlantic slave trade for like 300 years.
Yeah.
They've invented capitalism at this point. They've started working out whole new systems of ways to do things financially.
Yeah.
When it says she was working early in her life on like financial reform, what that means in the context of the 1700s could be not great things.
Yeah.
You know, like financial reform could be like, what if we could milk more money out of the slave labor?
Yeah.
You know, like who knows what type of person she was truly, or like given the morals of the time, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And a lot of what was published about her was shit she had written about herself too. So you never know.
Exactly.
You know? And she was a very privileged woman. So
she was a very privileged woman. I mean,
not many trans people got to actually live as themselves back then. You had to be pretty privileged to pull that off.
Exactly. So. She was born to a quote unquote poor, noble family. So like, what constitutes poor for a noble?
That's giving the rich kid that's like, yeah, we grew up like pretty poor, and they're living like in a really nice like mini mansion in the suburbs.
It's giving like Mr. Beast claiming he doesn't have any money in his checking account.
Yeah, literally, right? Elon Musk going, well, I don't actually own a house. By definition, I'm technically homeless. I just stay at friends' houses when I travel the world.
Technically, I'm in more debt than any of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving that a little bit.
So after she dies, there is an autopsy, obviously, performed. Many people are very curious as to the results of the autopsy.
Oh, did all the people that... Wait.
Many people would very much like to know what is in those records, because a lot of the people who made bets on her are still alive.
Was there outrage with the bets?
I didn't so much have to do with the bets, because the bets at this point were settled.
Oh,
like,
and those people were probably all pretty old too, right?
A lot of them were. I mean, some of the people might have been younger, but she was like in her 30s.
Yeah.
At the time that those bets were happening.
And
like
they let
maybe 40s.
young people do a lot of shit they shouldn't have let young people do back then. So
yeah.
You could be like 11 and marry a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
So.
But like, it's enough of a thing that like a lot of people knew her as a man, and then suddenly everyone says she's a woman, and people were like, well, which is it? And so the autopsy...
Even in death, people were tripping about her genitals.
Yeah.
Poor girl. Fuck.
And so the autopsy basically finds that she's intersex in some way. She had fully formed, like, male genitalia, but she also had fully formed breasts, and she also had a womanly shape, according to this autopsist. Undertaker? I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, the Undertaker. What? I just imagine the WWE Undertaker character when people say the Undertaker.
But isn't that what the people are called who, like, do the autopsies? Isn't that why he's called that? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you in the ground.
Yes, but I just think of that for some reason.
I mean, sure, he
That's how I learned what an Undertaker was through that in WWE.
I mean, most people our age did, I think.
Yeah, so I just think of the Undertaker, hit him with the chair or whatever, they did in WWE. Yeah.
It is possible that she's intersex. It's also possible that there was somehow that she had access to hormones. Because, like, if you're a trans woman, you would present that way.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, yeah, you have a womanly shape and you have breasts, but you also have these male organs because they hadn't invented that surgery yet.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as bottom surgery in
Yeah.
the 1700s.
Yeah.
And so, like, who really knows? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because what really matters is that, like, she said she was a woman. She lived
She had money.
more than half of her life as a woman. I have to imagine that, like, she must have maintained some of her old connections to, like, high class government people. So, like, she probably found ways to, like, get through.
Yeah.
People would give her food or share, I'm sure she wasn't, like, completely alone the whole time.
Yeah.
Especially because she was living in England.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. It's possible she was intersex too.
It is entirely possible she was intersex.
Because I do know there's this one intersex condition that usually affects AMAB people called Jacob syndrome, where you end up with XYY. So you would like still develop a penis and all of that, but they tend to grow like breast tissue. They usually have autism and they're very tall as well.
Oh, I do think she was kind of tall.
Yeah, like they're usually like larger stature, pretty tall, but
Yeah.
like that's possible. There's so many intersex conditions she could have been if she had that though.
Yeah. There's so many possibilities that we may never know the answer to.
Yeah.
It feels quite certain that whether it was intersex or not, a trans woman, because, I think being trans is a form of intersex, and she lived half her life as a man and then half her life as a woman.
Yeah.
So, like, that's basically what that is.
Yeah.
She said she's a woman. I'm going to take her at her word.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. And she was a bad bitch to me, so
She was a bad bitch.
that was a badass bitch.
She was a badass bitch.
She was doing cool shit.
I mean, that's everything I have.
Okay, cool. This was a fun episode. Rest in peace, Charlotte, the baddest bitch of France / England.
Yeah.
Like,
Chevalier de Beaumont.
yeah.
She was awesome. And she was hella messy. But she got what she wanted, at the end of the day.
Yeah, no,
She,
I respect the fuck out of her.
for the most part, lived the life she wanted to live.
Yep.
I'm sure there's ways she would have preferred, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's my story.
Yes.
And thank you for so much for listening.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
If you liked this, leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Send us an email.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe. Let us know if you want us to cover more just like long ago trans women. Because I feel like, so many people who hate us like to say that like trans people are brand new. They've never been around. And it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I just told you about this person who was around before America.
Yeah, I didn't realize so many trans people existed in history, like, as themselves until I met you, because you're, like, a big nerd about, like, history and a bunch of other topics, and, you're good at researching stuff, so, yeah, it's, like, when you really look into it, it's, like, really fascinating. Trans people have always been around.
Literally always.
Yeah. Like, people like to say, like, oh, this is just a phenomenon that's happening, and, like, it's just a trend, and I'm like, no, it's definitely not. Like, people were going out of their way to try to live as themselves and be happy, even in the past hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago.
It is a phenomenon that's happening, but it's a phenomenon that's always happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
and we've been brainwashed to think there's something wrong with that. It's crazy.
Crazy talk.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, check out our Patreon.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you. Yeah.
And hopefully you learned about a hella cool woman that you can teach all your friends about.
Yeah. If you know of any other like trans people,
Oh, yeah, we'll
in
take
history,
suggestions. We
Yeah.
love suggestions.
even just generally queer people, if you know, like anything,
Yeah.
leave a comment and suggest a person you know about. We'll do some research.
We would love it.
And we'll see you
We
next
would love
time.
it so much.
Bye.
Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science.